Hello again, everyone. Just to explain some changes that I'm going to make to my YouTube channel. Yesterday evening, I went to a performance of this comedian here, Stuart Lee. Mind-blowing act that he has. I've commented on him before. Yeah, it was a really kind of stimulating evening for a number of reasons. You have to really kind of pay attention to his act. There's so much in it, so much intellectual kind of ideas and so on in it, but at the same time, he is hilariously funny. So you have this kind of combination of a sort of physical draining because you're laughing so much at it, but also it's mentally taxing, and the whole effect on you can be quite exhausting. On top of that, I invited a couple of old friends of mine along. I hadn't seen them in a long time now, and I'm in the middle of a kind of, it hadn't occurred to me, but I realised yesterday evening that I'm in the middle of a sort of 3 week period of reconnecting with quite a lot of my old friends and acquaintances. And on top of that, just by pure coincidence, and as you know, I'm a keen observer of coincidences. I've been bumping into people just while I've been out and about who I haven't seen in a long time, and sort of forming reconnections with them. So I got home yesterday evening. I'll just show you. Anyway, this is the DVD that I bought yesterday evening. I always try and get something that he signs after the act, some of his merchandise, and I think this is the last DVD that I actually hadn't got in my collection, but there we are. He signed it to Ralph Stuart Lee. Yeah, I got home quite late in a sort of state of high mental, physical and emotional agitation, I think you could describe it as, and it was impossible to get to sleep, and so I sort of stayed up till about 3:30 in the morning, and then woke up about 5. So I'm feeling good, but today it's a waste of time today. I just haven't got the energy to do anything, so I'm having to kind of rearrange my day to suit my enfeebled kind of state at the moment. But anyway, outside of all that, one of the things that has really been this is definitely upsetting me in the past couple of months, again, as you probably know, is the Russian invasion of the Ukraine. And I seem to kind of, I don't know, I regard it as a kind of massive shift in world history. It's far beyond other contentious and controversial issues that have occurred in the last few years. Far beyond Brexit, far beyond climate change, far beyond Trump. It's completely out of proportion to anything else that's been engaging people's attention over the last few years, and I honestly don't think the world will ever be the same. And I put up, again by pure chance, I put up yesterday a video on the subject of how the internet and YouTube in particular, and smartphones in particular, are actually kind of upsetting people's mental stability. And of course, in my present state, I ironically, I'm probably a lot more susceptible to that than maybe some other people. But I put this video up, and I always like to reply to comments. I do my best to reply to every single comment, unless I find it absolutely stupid or offensive, in which case I will delete it. But I put off replying to the comments yesterday because I was kind of preoccupied with going out in the evening and so on. And when I got home, sort of late at night, in this state of heightened agitation, I found it very difficult to. I was forming, in my mind, answers to a lot of these comments that certainly deserve answers, and it just disturbed me. It just upset me far more. So I've been kind of reconsidering what I want to do with my YouTube channel. For a while there, I was almost thinking, uh, I can't say what I want to say, effectively, and I'm finding YouTube now. I engage with it less and less myself. I subscribe to over, I think it's 243 channels that I subscribe to. Some of them haven't put any content out for years now. That they're not by any means all wargaming channels. I've got a lot of other interests that I try and show on my own channel, and I enjoy channels that do have a wide span of material in them. But even so, a lot of them, they just seem to have ceased their activity. And there was one in particular, my all-time favourite video, that I really enjoyed, was on a channel. I forget the name of the channel. He did change it a couple of times, and again, he was someone who was quite open about his own mental disorders, and I suspect he was something like sort of bipolar, but he eventually completely erased his channel. Don't know why he did it, but it was really regrettable, because he put a video at one time, and it was on the subject of black pigments, black oil paint, and absolutely fascinating. How he could make such an absorbing and interesting video on what is, to all appearances, a very kind of difficult subject, just the colour black in oil paintings. But it was absolutely fascinating how the different ways that black pigments were created, such as the one I remember most was lamp black. Isn't so named because it was made from the soot from lamps was the main kind of black coloration in it, things like that. But also the different types of black had a sort of different results on the viewer. So some blacks, when mixed in with other oils, would create colours that drew the eye and soothed the eye, whereas some of them you were less likely to fix your eyes on them, and so on. It was an absolutely incredible video, and I had it in my liked list of videos, and unfortunately when he took his channel down, it disappeared completely. And another thing that happened quite recently was that I should have done it with this video, is that there used to be a way of downloading videos to your own laptop or computer, and saving them so that wouldn't lose them. And I neglected doing that. I don't know why. I neglected doing that with this particular chap's video that I really rated so highly. And now that particular, I don't know what you'd call it, app or website that I used to go to do that, has been taken down, or it doesn't function in the UK anymore. And they've given the reason that they were being pursued by copyright ownership and this kind of thing, and they gave up the struggle of fighting, for the rights of people to be able to own videos themselves rather than view it through someone else's monetized platform. And they've ceased working, so I can't do that with any video now. Similar thing has happened with things like TV, Sky TV and Virgin TV and all these kind of things. You can record stuff off the television, but you can't keep it. So if you change your subscription, you lose it. Unlike DVDs like this, that I will own this forever now, and as long as the technology is there to play it, I will I will have it in my possession, which is what I'm paying money for, really, is to own it permanently and not to rent it temporarily. So anyway, I was thinking of taking my channel down completely. That thought didn't last long. I enjoy putting videos up. I enjoy showing people the world through my eyes. I enjoy photography, all kinds of things like that. I enjoy expressing my opinion. But in my current state of mind, I'm not enjoying the kind of mental upset that it's causing me, having to sort of think too deeply and write intelligent responses to people's comments. So what I've done is hopefully, it doesn't seem to have worked at the moment, but I think that's probably because it takes a while for the software to work its way through the entire backlog of my videos. But I have definitely tried to block all comments now, so that I don't have to worry about deleting the stupid and offensive ones, and for the time being I don't have to worry about replying to any. So apologies if that seems slightly kind of disrespectful to you, but I hope you'll understand that in my current kind of frame of mind, and to be honest, as I say, I don't think that's going to change for a while now, because, as I say, I think the world has changed to a point that I'm unable to kind of express sufficiently my horror at what's going on in the Ukraine, and I get kind of very frustrated when other people don't seem to be as agitated about it as I am myself. The thing that it made me think of last night when I was lying sort of sleeplessly in bed was, I don't know how many of you recall The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but there was a particular episode of on the radio series. So it wasn't in any of the books, it wasn't in the films or the TV series, but it was one particular item in the radio series. I think it was the second series, was a device that had been invented, which was known as the total perspective vortex. And I do get these kind of feelings when I'm in this sort of heightened mentally agitated state, that I can kind of grasp the entirety of existence and understand it, but then can't articulate it into words. The words just aren't there to articulate it. It this is kind of an interesting kind of analogy of what I feel. The total perspective vortex, and I've grabbed an image off of the internet, so I'll put that up for you to see what it kind of basically was composed of. I'll read this from the website that I got that image from. The total perspective vortex was a machine built with the intention of showing beings the infinity of creation, which became used as a method of torture. It first appeared in the secondary phase of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy radio series, when Zaphod Beeblebrox was subjected to the vortex and became the first person to survive it. The vortex is a device that was built as a practical application of the theory of atomic interactivity. The idea is that if every atom of the universe is affected by every other atom of the universe, then it is theoretically possible to extrapolate a model of the entire universe using any single piece of matter as a starting point. The vortex does this, employing a piece of fairy cake as a base of extrapolation. The machine was originally created by its inventor Trin Tragula as a way to get back at his wife. She was always telling him to get a sense of proportion, so he showed her the vortex. Tragula was horrified to learn he had destroyed her mind, even as he proved his point that if life was going to live in such a vast universe, one thing it could not afford to have was a sense of perspective. The vortex is now used as a torture and in effect killing device on the planet Frogstar B. The prospective victim of the TPV is placed within a small chamber wherein is displayed a model of the entire universe, together with a microscopic dot on a microscopic dot bearing the legend, "You are here." The sense of perspective thereby conveyed destroys the victim's mind. It was stated that the TPV is the only known means of crushing a man's soul. That's kind of, the effect I can sort of feel building up in my mind when I kind of think more and more about all the interaction of all these things, the coincidences, complexity theory, blah blah blah. As you've heard me go on about so often, but at the moment I'm in such kind of agitated state that I really don't feel I can interact with YouTube in the way that I used to. As I say, a lot of my old favourite subscriptions seem to have gone silent, for a long time anyway, and I'm not getting out of YouTube what I used to, and I don't want to stop putting content up, but I want it to go up and not have to engage with people's reactions to it now. Take from it what you will, and I hope you enjoy it. And apologies that you're no longer going to be able to interact with me in the way that I used to enjoy, and hopefully you did. So that's it. Explanation of what's going on. Thanks for watching, and hope you continue to subscribe and watch future content.